You don't really notice it at first. Maybe it's just a little stiffness in the morning, a tug in your knee when you climb the stairs, a quiet discomfort in your ankles after a walk to the mailbox. You tell yourself it's normal. It's just age, you whisper. But then one day, you catch your reflection. And what you see isn't just an older version of you. It's someone walking slower, a little more hunched, a little more unsure of every step. That's not age. That's your body begging you for something it's no longer getting. Because somewhere between 50 and 65, your body quietly begins to shut down one of its most important life-supporting systems, collagen production. And if you're not replacing it, every joint, tendon, and ligament in your legs starts to pay the price. The aching knees, the swelling that makes your socks tight by evening, that dull, heavy feeling in your calves that makes walking across the kitchen feel like crossing a parking lot after a storm. It's not just wear and tear, it's not just getting older, it's a biological deficiency and it's fixable. But here's the truth, almost no doctor will tell you. You don't need a prescription to fix this. You don't need shots, or surgeries, or expensive powders in plastic tubs. Because what your legs really need is already sitting quietly in your kitchen. You see, nature didn't forget about you as you aged. It actually left behind a trail of powerful collagen-rich foods, simple everyday ingredients that can reverse swelling, rebuild cartilage, and restore strength to your joints. The problem is, almost no one talks about them. Until now. In this story, we're going to walk you through the top 8 real foods, ranked from least to most powerful, that help your body regenerate collagen, repair joint tissues, and bring your legs back to life. Some of them you know, some might surprise you. And the final one, it contains more collagen than any other food on earth. Yet most seniors have never even tried it. So before you reach for another pain reliever, stay with us. Because your body isn't broken. It's just been waiting for the right fuel to heal. There's a quiet kind of betrayal that happens inside the body after 60. It doesn't shout. It doesn't bruise. It doesn't even show up on your regular checkup. But one day, you wake up and your knees don't bend the way they used to. You can't rise from a chair without steadying yourself. And you start avoiding long walks not because you're tired, but because your legs just won't carry you like they once did. The real cause: a silent breakdown of your body's collagen supply. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It's the invisible scaffolding that holds your joints together. It cushions your knees, keeps your ankles steady, and acts like glue for your tendons and ligaments. When you're young, your body produces collagen freely. Every step is springy. Every joint feels smooth. But once you reach your 50s and 60s, that system begins to shut down gradually but relentlessly. By the time you're 65, studies show you're producing less than half the collagen your body actually needs. And for many older adults, it's even lower. This is when the cracks begin to show. Cartilage starts to thin. Ligaments lose their stretch. Tendons fray like an old rope. And the fluid that keeps your joints gliding dries up. Your knees creak. Your ankles puff up. And every step feels like it costs more than it should. Worse collagen loss doesn't just affect how you move. It affects how you feel. Because when the joints weaken, your body sends pain signals to compensate. Inflammation rises. Swelling follows. And over time, your sense of strength begins to fade. But here's what's rarely said in the doctor's office. This process is not inevitable. Yes, collagen declines with age, but your body can still build it if you give it the right raw materials. And those materials, they're not found in pills, but on your plate. In the next part, we'll begin uncovering the 8 most powerful collagen-boosting foods. Foods that work with your biology, not against it. Because your joints don't need medication first. They need rebuilding from the inside out. And the good news, that process starts with something as simple as breakfast. You've been told to stretch more, to take supplements, to slow down and accept the stiffness as part of aging. But what if your meals were the real turning point? What if rebuilding collagen didn't start in the pharmacy, but in the kitchen? Because here's the truth. Your body is always trying to heal. It just needs the right tools to do the job. And collagen, despite being complex, isn't impossible to restore. In fact, research now shows that specific natural foods can stimulate your body's own collagen production, reduce inflammation in the knees and ankles, rebuild soft tissues and cartilage, and noticeably decrease swelling in as little as 8 weeks. All without changing your life, just your plate. That's why in this next chapter, we'll walk through 8 of the most powerful collagen-boosting foods ranked from number 8 to 1. These aren't superfoods from a faraway jungle or trendy powders that cost a fortune. They're real, they're accessible, and they've been quietly working behind the scenes for centuries. Let's begin with the one you probably have in your fridge right now, but may have been throwing away without even knowing its power. 8. Egg yolks, the golden center of joint repair. You've likely heard advice to avoid egg yolks. Too much cholesterol, they said. Stick to the whites, they said. But they were wrong, especially if you're over 60. Because inside that little golden center is a collagen-supporting powerhouse. Egg yolks don't contain collagen directly, but they help your body make it. And for seniors whose natural production has slowed, that's everything. Here's why yolks are rich in sulfur, vitamin D, and biotin nutrients that act like the spark plugs for your body's collagen engine. Sulfur is needed to form the amino acid chains that collagen is made from. Without it, your body's entire rebuilding system grinds to a halt. A study in nutrients followed older adults who ate 2 whole eggs each morning. After 10 weeks, they saw a 22% drop in joint discomfort, especially in knees and lower backs. The effect was even stronger in people over 60. How to use it? Soft-boiled or poached is best. High heat destroys the sulfur. Don't separate the yolk, it's where the magic lives. Don't fear the cholesterol. New research shows whole eggs may actually support heart health in seniors. Egg yolks are a small, humble way to give your body collagen-building fuel every morning, quiet, simple, but deeply powerful. 7. Pumpkin seeds, tiny but mighty builders. They're not flashy, they're not trendy, but these little green seeds are quietly working overtime for your joints. Pumpkin seeds don't supply collagen themselves. They supply the essential minerals your body needs to create it. Inside each seed is a cocktail of zinc, magnesium, and manganese. Zinc helps kickstart the collagen-making enzymes. Magnesium calms inflammation and boosts muscle recovery. Manganese reinforces connective tissue and keeps ligaments elastic. A study in biological trace element research followed seniors who added just 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds to their diet. After 8 weeks, they had a 27% increase in flexibility and nearly 20% less swelling in their feet and ankles. Best of all, the results were most dramatic in people over 65. How to use them. Eat them raw or dry roasted. Skip the salted, oily versions. Soak overnight with a pinch of sea salt to boost absorption. Add to oatmeal yogurt or grind into smoothies for easier digestion. Pumpkin seeds don't just build collagen. They protect the collagen you already have, making them a tiny but essential ally for anyone struggling with stiff joints and swelling. 6. Bone-in canned salmon. The forgotten superfood. You've probably eaten salmon before, but have you ever eaten it with the bones? Because inside those soft, edible bones is one of the richest sources of natural collagen, calcium, and phosphorus, exactly what your joints are begging for. Bone-in salmon provides type E collagen, the same type found in your knees, hips, and ankles. In a study published in Nutrient, seniors who ate canned bone-in salmon 3 times a week experienced 32% improvement in joint flexibility, 21% reduction in inflammation markers like CRP, greater ease walking, climbing stairs, and standing for long periods. And these weren't high-performance athletes. These were everyday older adults dealing with stiffness and swelling just like you. How to use it? Choose wild-caught bone-in canned salmon. The bones are soft. Mash into avocado toast, stir into grain bowls, or mix with lemon and herbs. Eat both the meat and bones together. That's where the healing happens. If you've been throwing out the bones, you've been throwing out your knees' best friend. This isn't just fish, it's joint medicine in a can. At 5, chicken skin from guilty pleasure to healing power. For decades, you've been told to peel it off. Too fatty, they said. Too greasy. Too dangerous. But what they didn't tell you is that chicken skin is one of the richest, most targeted sources of type I collagen, the exact kind your joints need most. This is the collagen that forms the cushion in your knees, the lining of your joints, and the connective web that keeps your ankles steady. A clinical study published in the International Journal of Medical Sciences tracked adults over 55 who ate poultry-sourced collagen regularly. The result: 40% improvement in joint comfort, 33% reduction in stiffness, less swelling in the ankles and knees, and better mobility even during cold weather flare-ups. And this wasn't from powders or pills. This came from real home-cooked food like roasted thighs, simmered wings, and slow-cooked necks. How to use it? Bake or roast, avoid deep frying. Keep the skin on when slow cooking in broths. Add shredded skin to soups, stews, or even enjoy it crisped lightly in a pan. It's not junk, it's medicine. So next time you think about tossing that skin, remember it might be what gets you walking better by next week. 4. Gelatin, the underrated collagen short. Cut. Gelatin is pure cooked collagen. No marketing tricks, no exotic origin stories, just real joint fuel straight from the bones and tissues your body recognizes. It's so absorbable, so efficient, that in one American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study, seniors who consume gelatin daily saw 37% better mobility, 27% drop in inflammation, and even MRI scans showing cartilage thickening, which is virtually unheard of without surgery. And the magic, it worked in just 6 weeks. Some participants reported improvement in 2. How to use it? Use grass-fed, unflavored gelatin powder, no sugar or dyes. Stir into warm teas or bone broth. Make homemade gummies with fruit juice. Add to oatmeal or soup for thickness and healing. Gelatin is simple, inexpensive, and incredibly effective. 1 warm cup a day could give you back what pain slowly stole. And unlike many supplements, this one actually shows results. Sardines. With bones and skin. The tiny fish with a big impact. Don't let their size or their smell fool you. Sardines, especially when eaten whole, are one of the most collagen-dense foods nature offers. The soft bones inside are packed with type Y collagen, calcium, phosphorus, and natural gelatin, a cocktail for joint lubrication, stability, and pain relief. The skin. That's where you'll find elastin and omega-3s, which reduce swelling and promote smooth movement. In a 2022 study in Nutrient, seniors who ate whole sardines, bones, and all 3 times a week saw 29% reduction in joint pain, 25% drop in swelling around the knees and ankles, improved blood markers for collagen regeneration. And the benefits were especially strong for adults over 65, those already dealing with early-stage arthritis. How to use them? Choose sardines packed in water or olive oil, mash into avocado toast. Add to rice bowls, mix into lemony salads. Not a fan of the taste. Blend with plain yogurt and mustard for a creamy spread. If you've been avoiding sardines because of taste or texture, just remember your knees don't care about flavor. They care about healing. These tiny fish may be the most powerful, low-cost joint remedy sitting quietly on your pantry shelf. 2. Bone broth, liquid collagen therapy. It's warm, it's comforting, and it might just be the most overlooked medicine in your kitchen. Bone broth isn't just an old-fashioned soup base, it's liquid nutrition for your joints. When you simmer bones for hours, something miraculous happens. They release gelatin type I and type 2 collagen glycine and proline, the exact building blocks your body uses to restore worn-out cartilage and reduce inflammation. In a randomized trial published in Clinical Interventions in Aging Seniors who drank just 1 cup of homemade bone broth per day for 12 weeks, experienced 44% reduction in joint swelling, 38% improvement in mobility and pain, and ultrasound images even showed thicker cartilage layers in the knees. That's not comfort food, that's transformation spoon by spoon. Why it works so well? Bone broth provides not just collagen, but also the cofactors your body needs to absorb and use it, like magnesium, calcium, and hyaluronic acid. How to make it? Use collagen-rich bones, chicken backs, turkey necks, beef knuckles. Simmer 12 to 24 hours with onion garlic vinegar to extract minerals and herbs. Strain and store. Sip warm daily or use as a base for soups, stews, or even rice. And if you can't make it at home, choose high-quality refrigerated or frozen broth with no additives, preservatives, or powders. This isn't just about easing pain. It's about giving your joints the environment they need to repair. When your knees feel like they're grinding or your ankles balloon by evening, a single mug can begin to shift everything. 1. Beef tendons, the ultimate collagen source. They don't look pretty. They're not served in trendy restaurants. But when it comes to restoring joint structure, fluidity, and strength, nothing beats beef tendons. Made almost entirely of type I collagen, tendons are a direct match for the connective tissue in your knees, hips, and ankles. And the results in a 2022 clinical trial published in the Journal of Functional Food Seniors who ate collagen-rich tendon stew 3 times a week showed 63% improvement in joint fluid density, 41% drop in knee stiffness, greater walking stability, better balance, and easier stair climbing. And MRI images revealed visible soft tissue regeneration. Not over years, within 30 days. Why it works? Tendons contain bioactive collagen peptides that directly trigger your body's healing response. They act like a blueprint showing your body exactly how to repair what's broken. How to prepare them? Slow cook for 8-12 hours until soft jelly-like and easily chewable. Simmer with ginger garlic and rice vinegar to boost digestion. Add to soups, stews, or noodle bowls. New to tendons. Start with small pieces, mix with bone broth and soft vegetables. The flavor is mild, and the texture becomes comforting over time. This food doesn't just reduce pain. It restores structure, the invisible scaffolding your legs depend on. It's not trendy, it's not flashy, but it's the strongest collagen delivery system nature has to offer. And your joints will know the difference. You've just discovered the 8 most powerful foods for rebuilding your joints from the inside out. But now comes the real question. How do you make them part of your life without stress, confusion, or giving up your favorite meals? The good news: you don't need a complicated diet. You don't need to spend hours in the kitchen. And you definitely don't need to give up the foods you love. Because restoring your legs isn't about starting over. It's about adding small, powerful upgrades to what you already do. Morning rituals. Start strong. Soft-boiled eggs with toast and avocado. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds into oatmeal or Greek yogurt. Sip a warm cup of bone broth before your walk. These morning habits are more than just breakfast. They're prevention in disguise. Midday healing, keep it simple. Sardines mashed with lemon into a salad. Bone-in salmon on whole grain toast with olive oil. A scoop of gelatin stirred into your afternoon tea. You're not just eating, you're telling your body, I'm ready to heal. Evening rebuild, slow nourishing. Effective homemade bone broth. Soup with soft tendon pieces. Slow-cooked chicken thighs with crispy skin left on. Gelatin-based fruit gummies as a light joint-loving dessert. These meals don't just satisfy hunger. They replenish what time has taken. Tips to keep it going. Batch cook bone broth or tendon stew and freeze for the week. Soak and roast pumpkin seeds in advance for a crunchy snack. Keep sardines or canned salmon in your pantry for quick meals. Add one new food per week until they become familiar friends. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about building a table of healing one meal at a time. Because every bite that supports your joints is an act of self-care, of resistance, of saying, my legs still have places to go. You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to choose differently one meal at a time. And with the power of these 8 foods, your body has everything it needs to begin again. You didn't choose to lose your strength. You didn't ask for aching joints, swelling knees, or that slow, painful shuffle across the room. It came quietly, little by little, one forgotten morning at a time, one skipped breakfast, one assumption that this was just normal aging. But now you know it wasn't just age. It was collagen slipping away without a fight. And for years, your body's been whispering, help me rebuild, feed me what I've lost. I can still move if you'll let me try. And here's the best part. It's not too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 85, your body still remembers how to heal. You just have to remind it, with the right foods, the right habits, and the right belief that your best days aren't behind you. They're in your legs, waiting to be walked into. So what will you do next? Will you start your morning with a warm mug of bone broth instead of plain coffee? Will you add a soft-boiled egg back to your plate skin on your chicken or sardines to your pantry? Will you trust that your knees can feel strong again, not because of surgery, but because of small intentional choices? You don't need a miracle. You just need real food, real healing, and real commitment to not giving up. If you've been feeling this too, not weakness, but a quiet question rising inside you, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward. Because you deserve a second chance. Not just to walk, but to walk well. And it all starts with one bite.